differently. The Western League is a younger league, and let's take Victoria's market for instance. You have the Victoria Grizzlies who have 100 fans, and then you have the Royals, which are sort of the big draw in town. Well, if you're a local kid, where do you want to play?
Yeah.
You grow up sort of saying, oh, imagine how great it would be if I could be drafted by the Royals and like all the people in my high school could watch me play. And then you're asked to put that aside,
Yeah.
18 years old, to go somewhere where you don't have a clue what it's like. And, you've spent the last 8 years watching the Royals play, and now you don't know what you're missing unless you actually went down to a couple games and everything. And that's the hardest thing that these kids face is trying to convince them that, to hold off, like, this isn't a race. A lot of kids aren't mentally and physically mature enough to make the NHL when they're 19 or 20. The NCAA gives you those extra years to mature. Like, I was not a player that could play any games or sign a National League contract at 19 years old, but at 23, when I've been training in the best facilities, I was built like a man. And I went to Phoenix's camp and I killed the guys in the Western Hockey League at, physical attributes and everything like that, albeit I was 4 years older. But, where would you rather be, at 23 years old, like in a Canadian university or playing in the National Hockey League? I still got there. Yep. I wouldn't have if I went. I don't think I would have. I don't know, again, but I wasn't physically or mentally ready to take those next steps. And, at that age, you're still like starstruck when you see these players. Yeah. As you get older, you get more comfortable with that. I don't know if I answered your question there, but
it's all been great stuff there on how these players can prepare. You as you interact and you watch these kids play, you see that they care, but then sometimes okay, they care this much, they need to come this much further. And it's hard when you're hard to know what it takes and what it's like when you haven't gone through it. And it's so easy for us to go back now and give our advice to these kids. But, it's just like coaching, and the coachability is who will take that from listening, ask questions and go and do that and try and apply it to their own life or situation, I guess.
You look at how many resources are there now. Like when we came through, you went to Bantam in your town, in your association, and then you hope that you started talking to junior teams from there. And if you were good, junior teams knew who you are, and they would send you letters, and you'd go from there. If you fringe, your parents would send letters, or you would send letters and say, I got this player, maybe send a VHS tape. Yeah. Now you'd attend a 1 week hockey camp at the end of August prior to your season. And obviously now it's a lot different. And I'm all for playing multiple sports and everything like that, but you do need to continually train throughout the summer. And you don't need to spend millions of dollars and pick up every single bit of ice that's available, but it's what you do with that ice. Yep. You could go on it 5 days a week, but if you're just showing up just to go on the ice, you're not benefiting as much as the guy that goes to 2 ices a week and is ready to go and is working on things and identifying, making mistakes, and then identifying what those mistakes are and then working on them. And, we're really trying to strive this year with my team to have that culture where every single pass, every drill you do, every time you start the drill and pass the puck, there's a purpose for it. And that they know that we're not just out here wasting ice and just being there for an hour and a half just to be there. Like something, you're a better player at the end of that ice. So
Yeah.
I think what you do with that ice and your practice time is super important, and it doesn't mean you have to be out there twice a day throughout the summer.
Yeah.
You know.
It's funny, exactly that. After finishing spring and summer, I think you just read my mind of things that I would share, and that's probably at the top. I see a lot of kids that come out, a lot of kids that love hockey, but end of the day, it's almost like they see the schedule. There's 30 ice times on that schedule. Like, okay, I'll be at every single one of those, but then they're taking for granted how important those 30 ice times are. Just like you said, I mean, a kid that goes to half of those, 15, maybe not as fortunate or lucky or maybe busier with other things to do. If he's going hard for those other 15 and actually working on specific things, okay, I got to work on my skating. I got to work on my explosiveness. Maybe I got to finish every shot. I got to stop in front of the net. I got to catch every pass on my forehand and backhand. There's all those little things. They can make those goals up. And if that is all put into play and worked on, they should see results on that stuff. And I think that's a very, very good point for all players, parents, and coaches, making each workout, practice, and game valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else that you'd like to add to finish up here?
I don't think so. You're asking the questions. I'll try my best to answer.
Yeah, no, that's all I got here. Thank you very much for coming on today and sharing your advice and your perspective.
Anytime.
Thanks. That's it.